my channel. Today we're about to do a review on this episode, and I gotta tell you, I didn't record this about 4 times, and we're gonna do it the right way this time. Got some technical difficulties, phone wanna die, storage wanna cry, and the camera wanna act crazy, and the audio is off the chain. So we're gonna do it on a new way. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because y'all be acting like y'all want to subscribe, but y'all want to view. So make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know whenever I post. Okay, so this episode was called You Gotta Handle Her. I don't even know why they named this one. Maybe because it was a split season and they just didn't feel like numbering it. But honestly, well, the Jamaica season, yeah, duh. But I'm like, I binge watched the whole season. I'm pretty sure everybody else was just waiting through episodes to just watch it, but I binge watched the whole season thanks to my cousin. Shout out to her. Boom boom. And it's Venus TV on YouTube. And yeah, so let's get into it. These lights are blinding me, for real, for real. Rolly and Suki start fighting from the last episode, you remember, because of the Smiley situation, and Suki felt like she needed to defend her because nobody was defending her against this bullshit. So they end up start fighting and wrecking, and Scarface is over here in the midst of the other females, and she's laughing because she thinks this shit is funny, I guess. Rolly's walking around, have 2 buns, half wig off. Like, they didn't exchange wigs at this point. They didn't tussle a little 35 seconds and then got it over with, got the wigs, and Suki done got both wigs at this point. Like, they got the wigs off, a mess. Rolly starts jiggling her titties, making jokes. Suki does the same. She flashes her. Suki says, your son's ugly, your son's ugly. And Rolly's like, well, your vagina smells like swamp water. Like, it comes out brown. Stuff coming out of there. Scarface throws water on Suki while Rolly and Suki are in the midst of arguing. At this point, as she's pouring the water on her, as she unscrews the cap, Sapphire should have came over there and beat her ass. Or just did the same thing that she decided to do to her friend. Like, you're being weird. Like, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. You are choosing sides right now. You are choosing sides. Rolly starts shaking her little ass, her little dirty ass, her big ass. Why am I saying little when it's definitely big? Scotty says she's out over here in the corner just watching everything, just observing the energy, because she don't got time for it. She already was in her little spat with Nat. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, cat in the hat. Tasiki says she feels kind of sorry for the whole situation because it was all built off of bullshit, because they feel like the Smiley situation was bullshit, but honestly it probably wasn't bullshit. But she feels like best friends should be arguing over something so dumb, but it wasn't even dumb. Y'all should have just, matter of fact, y'all should have just let it go, because honestly, it, like, honestly, I'm gonna let it wasn't y'all place. But okay, we understand she was getting bullied, and I'm glad she stuck up for her, because ain't no way. What? Suki says Sapphire was a scary ass bitch for just standing there. Like, girl, you could have been there. You could have been tussling with me. You wasn't doing anything for me. Like, you didn't have my back at all. They get back into the Sprinter van. Everybody retreats. Bobby starts talking to Sapphire, and she's letting her know. I mean, he's letting her know, like, you're really fake for that. Like, I don't like how you did Suki at all. Like, you're really wild. I don't know where your head was at. Like, and Sapphire just feels some type of way. Like, I'm not about to be in this. I'm not about to be getting treated like this. And Suki like, just get out. Like, ain't no saving this shit right now. Not right now. Honestly, she's heated. So, of course, ain't no saving it right there, right now. So, she ends up going to House A bus where Mariah and Natalie and Rolly and Scarface are. And she gets to pouring out to them about how am I a fake-ass friend for doing what I didn't do or did the most that I could do or da-da-da-da. And they're just defending her and letting her know what they need to let her know, that she's a good friend or whatever. And it's not her fault. And Rolly like, she don't fuck with that girl or whatever. Da-da-da-da. Natalie says it's time to head back to the villas. She wants nothing to do with Scotty. She don't care if they're friends anymore. She actually thinks this is the best thing for them at this point. Yeah. House B is by the pool. Like, we're switching over to House B, which is Tasiki, Biggie, Anna, Camilla, Sky, and everybody else. If I forgot a name, sorry. So they're all there cooling by the pool, chilling, talking about the Smiley situation and the whole dinner debacle. Yeah, and they're just like, they feel like that. Well, they were hearing that Natalie was upset about Scotty getting her food first and all this other bullshit, which was that, and also other deep rooted shit that Natalie didn't say out in the open, but she kind of made it clear that you're entitled ass bitch. But Natalie is too, so I don't know. You built what you are, so I don't know what to say to that. Like, hey, they finish chatting it up and they're practicing their TikTok dances for the club because they about to chop it up at Pier 1 or whatever. House A, Natalie, Rolly, Mariah, Sapphire, they're sitting and drinking by the beach, and they're talking about this Smiley again and the dinner, of course. Mariah says she was so confused about that. Natalie in chimes. She's like, well, yeah, Scotty was talking like, you're such a bitch and fuck you and this and that. But Natalie never said what the whole thing, like she just said, oh, I made, like, she's just entitled, like this and that. Like, it's just terrible. Mariah said she was confused about it. That's why I just said that. And Rolly was like, don't chime into their situations. Like, that's none of your business. Like, mind your business. This has nothing to do with you. Let them squabble. They have to squabble with their best friends. And then Mariah in the confessional was like, well, I know Nat for years. Like, I feel like I could chime in if I wanted to. But since I can, and since people always have a problem with what I have to say, and I'm just not going to say nothing. And she was like, I thought we were friends. I thought we were bonding, but every time we try to bond or every time I try to say something, you always have a problem with what I say, so I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just like, bro, Rolly, like, you always got something to say about somebody else, but you do be doing the same shit that you say you don't want people to do. Like, is it a hypocrite is what it's called? Are you a narc? I don't know, but you're getting on my nerves, and you're getting on everybody's nerves at this point. Like, girl, you and Sapphire, I mean, you and Scarface and Sapphire, actually all three of y'all irritating. I hope I didn't spit. Excuse me if I did. Like, y'all irritating us at this point. Like, it's crazy. Scarface comes limping out because she, I guess from a previous injury, her foot swells from time to time. Like, girl, okay, you could have just stayed in. Like, nobody really needs you at the table for you to just add your little 2 cents. Nobody cares what you have to say at this point. Nobody likes you. Well, the audience doesn't like you. But I guess they do. Well, upon a reunion, they don't. But... anyways, the girls say they feel like Sapphire was a real girl. She was a real friend. She didn't do no fake shit or whatever. Blah, 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 I guess. Sapphire's like, I just feel like, why should I have to defend a situation where you're defending a girl that I don't fuck with, like, as i.e. Smiley? Like, why should I defend a situation where you're defending a girl that I don't like at all? But it's like, bro, still your friend. That's your best friend. Smiley's already gone. Like, at this point, they're attacking her. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, you're doing too much. Like, do what you're supposed to do. But you're not, because she picking sides, obviously. The girls get ready for the club. Bop, pop, bop. Sapphire goes to have some convo with Suki. And Sapphire says she's here to take accountability for her friend and her actions. And Suki like, nah, you're here to take accountability for your actions and for yourself. Because exactly, why would you be taking accountability for me? Why don't you take accountability for yourself? Question mark. Sapphire says she feel like she had Suki's back 100%, and Suki's like, okay, if you did, then why do you feel like I need apologies? Why are you apologizing to me if you felt like you had my back 100%? So you have a guilty conscience because you know you weren't having my back 100%. So Sapphire says she feels like Suki said if it was Sapphire in that situation, she would have beat bitch's ass for her. She would have did what she had to do for her. And she says that was some fake ass shit for her to just stand there and not do anything. Suki says she felt like she was being scared, and Sapphire was like, I'm not scared of no bitch ever. She said she let her feelings get involved and she shouldn't have let that be done anyway. Suki said how her friends sliding for her, but you not sliding for me, like you not sliding for her friends. Exactly. Why is Scarface sliding for Rolly, but you're not sliding for me? Like, she didn't even have to get in the situation. She just decided to. Like, the argument was already over with you as soon as Rolly stood up and got her big ass up in front of everybody and covered the whole room and said what she had to say. But yeah, you were scared. You had to be, or you were just picking sides, like you said. Both. Maybe. Okay. Suki said, we can be cordial, we can be good again after you beat the bitch's ass, which I understand. So not only do you have to beat Mariah, but you have to beat the other ones. Like, I don't care. Like, don't pick and choose. Scotty meets up with Nat at the villa. She walks in or whatever. She like, what's up? And Natalie like, what's up? And she like, yeah. She like, you was disrespecting me. You was disrespecting me. And Nat was like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care. You be disrespecting me. You be disrespecting me. Like, in text message and everything. Da 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 da. And then they start, and Nat's like, oh, this girl got her shoes off. She must have been ready. Mind you, I think Nat already had rings on her hand. So ain't no point in taking these off, bitch. I'm gonna keep them on. You was already ready. I'm ready now too. So they start fighting or whatever, and Scotty swings on Nat and they start going ahead. Nat definitely fucked her face up. She was in the mirror for a little bit. Well, she had rings on, so that's kind of understandable. Nat says Scotty acts so entitled, like she says she has made a monster out of her. She says Scotty was eating her food but I'm like, it's her food. Why does she gotta control how other people feel about the service at the restaurant if who gets their food first? Like, if she ordered her food and she got it first, like, how does that have to do with anybody else? Like, I don't know. Is she supposed to sit there and wait for her food to get cold and then wait for everybody else's food to get there? Everybody order at once and they get there. I'm not understanding what's happening here. Like, they're not explaining. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're giving us half bits. I hope they do at the reunion because, you know, my nerves. So, yeah, she was like, you feel so entitled. You got to bring your service dog. And I had to hear Rolly's mouth about now her bringing her dog. And there's like, you could do this and you could do that. And everybody keeps complaining to me. And I'm just like, bro, you decided to make this decision. You're also the boss. You also gave her so much leeway. Like, that's your fault, but it's not at the same time because she can't take advantage of nobody at the same time. But you also can't be a narc either. So we got to hear both sides because we don't know what's really going on. And we know Nat is kind of B-I-T-C-H. So we're going to see. We're going to see, you guys. Nat says she doesn't know how Scotty feels about this whole squabble or whatever, beat down. But she knows not to play with her every time she looks in the mirror. Gag. The ladies arrive at Pier 1. And Nat says she wants everyone to behave and be able to get along as grown women and be as one. But girl, you be in the middle of the beef sometimes. Like, you be flip-flopping between houses and you act like you don't. But okay. Mariah says she always feels like she's getting taken advantage of, but I get where she's coming from. Like, I think that's what Mariah said. And here comes Rolly chatting about their shit again. I forgot what it was. Like, I think I got this mixed up or whatever. The girls get real cute. They end up heading out to the they're already there, what I'm talking about. Scotty pulls up with Suki. They're already at the other house is already there. Sapphire said she's playing backfield right now because she doesn't know what type of energy these bitches is on. Mariah performs at Pier 1. Tasiki performs at Pier 1. I don't know if anybody else performs, but I know them two did perform. Nat comes on stage and she groups all the baddies together and she lets everybody know, like, we need to have a group hug. Like, I want everybody to come together. We need to be kumbayaing. And Suki is not here for that. Like, she's not here for that. And Sky's like, okay. And then I think she's talking to Sky or Camilla, I'm not sure. And she's letting them know, like, I heard this bitch Mariah trying to fight me. And she going around the club and everybody coming around the club to let me know that this bitch trying to see me. Like, what's up for real? And then the episode ends. So then they show us a little clip from the episode, and I guess Sapphire gets into it with Mariah. Mariah also gets into it with her house, and it just feels like it's probably a gang up on Mariah day. So we're gonna see how this goes, and yeah, because shit is crazy and shit be going down, and people be switching up on people every day, I guess, in every house. Like, it's crazy. Like, I thought this was a sisterhood, I guess, but I'm lying because this is Baddies, and y'all switch up on anybody over anything. over anything, over even lies. And come to find out, the thing about the whole Biggie and Scarface situation with the guy who was hitting her in the club, no one hit her. I heard from a YouTuber, I will add him at the bottom if I can find him again, but he said that while they were leaving the club, he was right with his hands, and his phone was in his hand, and he was a Biggie fan, and he was yelling, "Hey, Big Biggie, Big Biggie!" And when she was walking, the phone, I guess his hand had hit her in the head a little bit. Like, it didn't, like, he didn't hit her, like her head, like his hand accidentally hit her. So she's making up lies, as she usually does. So we're gonna stay tuned to the next episode, because they be playing us as usual, and I need to see more house activity too. So we're gonna stay tuned, everybody. And yes, thank you for watching. Bye bye.